There's a certain kind of woman you cannot underestimate. She isn't loud. She isn't trying to prove herself. She isn't chasing validation, because powerful women understand one thing: strength isn't shown. It's controlled. Today, I want to share with you 6 truths smart women never reveal, and why keeping them hidden makes them unstoppable. They never reveal their weaknesses. Smart women know everyone has vulnerabilities, but not everyone deserves access to them. They don't hand out emotional blueprints for others to misuse. They heal quietly, they grow quietly, and when the world thinks they are breaking, they're actually building something stronger. They never reveal what truly hurts them. A powerful woman understands this rule. If someone knows what harms you, they know how to control you. So she keeps her emotional pressure points protected, not because she fears others, but because she refuses to give anyone that level of influence over her life. They never reveal their next move. Smart women move with strategy, not noise. They don't broadcast their dreams, their plans, or their goals. They let their results speak while others talk. They observe, prepare, and execute silently. That silence becomes their unfair advantage. They never reveal what they truly expect from others. A powerful woman doesn't walk around telling people, "Here's how to treat me." She watches. She studies behavior. She lets people show their truth, because expectations reveal your standards and standards reveal your power. They never reveal their long-term intentions, whether it's a relationship, a job, or a difficult situation. Smart women keep their final decisions to themselves. They don't warn you before they walk away. They don't announce the moment they're done. They simply reach a point of clarity and choose themselves. Their silence is the closure. They never reveal how much they actually know. The most dangerous woman in the room is the one who knows more than she speaks. She reads people. She senses energy. She notices details others overlook. And while people underestimate her, she's already 3 steps ahead. Her intelligence lies not in what she shows, but in what she withholds. The world often teaches women to be open, expressive, vulnerable at all times. But powerful women understand something different. Your silence is not weakness. Your privacy is not fear. Your boundaries are not walls. They are gates that protect your energy, your mind, and your future. So if you are a woman who keeps certain truths to yourself, understand this: that is your power, and the world feels it whether you speak or not. Smart women protect their weaknesses because privacy keeps them unbreakable. They understand something most people miss. The world does not always reward transparency. Not everyone you meet has earned access to your truth, your fears, your insecurities, or your private battles. A smart woman knows that the moment she exposes her emotional soft spots, she hands someone the power to use them against her. So she becomes selective. She watches, she evaluates, she listens, before she decides what part of herself someone deserves to see. This isn't secrecy, it's strategy. It's not about hiding who she is, but about protecting what should never be carelessly offered. She has learned through experience that life is filled with observers, analysts, and opportunists. Some want to understand her, others want to study her, and a few want to dismantle her. She isn't cynical, but she is aware. She knows that vulnerability is valuable, and value must be guarded. When a smart woman chooses not to reveal her weaknesses, she isn't pretending to be perfect. She simply recognizes that strength is often a matter of perception. If people believe she is steady, composed, and unshakable, they treat her that way. If she exposes every doubt, she invites others to either pity her, underestimate her, or exploit her. She understands the psychology behind human behavior. People often push where they believe the cracks are, so she minimizes the appearance of cracks. When she is hurt, she processes it internally. When she is struggling, she moves quietly until she regains her balance. When life knocks her down, she stands back up before anyone even notices she fell. This ability doesn't come naturally. It is built through experiences where she shared too much too soon and paid the price. She remembers the times she trusted the wrong people, only to watch her words twisted, her wounds exposed, or her softness used as leverage. Those lessons weren't wasted. They shaped her into someone who knows how to heal without performing her pain for the world. She has learned to master the art of emotional discipline, which is one of the most powerful strengths a person can have. Emotional discipline isn't about coldness, it's about control. It means she chooses when, where, and with whom she is vulnerable. It also means she values her own inner world enough not to let everyone touch it. Smart women understand that privacy is a form of emotional self-defense. It keeps them centered. It keeps them calm. It keeps them grounded. When she doesn't reveal her weak spots, she maintains control over her life narrative. No one gets to define her. No one gets to write her story based on the parts she doesn't fully handle yet. She chooses what to share, and she decides when to share it. This control gives her freedom. Freedom from judgment, freedom from manipulation, freedom from unnecessary emotional chaos. People may think she is mysterious, hard to read, or difficult to understand. She isn't trying to be, she is simply protecting the parts of herself that deserve protection. Another reason smart women guard their weaknesses is because they understand the value of composure. Composure is not the absence of emotion, it's the mastery of it. When she walks into a room, she carries herself with quiet confidence, not because she has everything figured out, but because she refuses to let temporary struggles define her presence. She knows that staying composed during difficult times gives her more control over outcomes. When emotions cloud judgment, people make impulsive decisions. Smart women avoid that. They think, they observe, and they act with precision. This clarity is only possible because they do not allow their vulnerabilities to spill out in moments of stress. They manage themselves first, so they can manage their world second. People sometimes misjudge her privacy as being guarded or distant, but she doesn't mind. She isn't seeking approval. She is protecting her peace. When she feels overwhelmed, she doesn't broadcast it. She withdraws to recalibrate. When she feels insecure, she doesn't announce it. She works on it privately. When she feels uncertain, she doesn't panic publicly. She reflects until she finds the answer. This quiet strengthening builds resilience. It makes her harder to manipulate because no one knows where to apply pressure. It makes her harder to intimidate because no one sees her fear. It makes her harder to control because she doesn't reveal the handles people could use to move her. Protecting her weaknesses also allows her to maintain emotional boundaries. She doesn't let people dump their judgments, expectations, or opinions onto her vulnerabilities. She draws a line between who she is internally and who she presents externally. This doesn't make her fake, it makes her wise. She knows that authenticity doesn't mean exposure. Authenticity means being true to herself, not publicizing every detail of her emotional landscape. She can be genuine without being open to everyone. She can be kind without being naive. She can be strong without being hard. She can be private without being distant. Ultimately, a smart woman's decision to protect her weaknesses creates a powerful internal foundation. She knows her strengths, but she also knows her fragile places, and she guards them like a fortress, not because she fears the world, but because she respects herself. She understands that privacy doesn't weaken connection, it strengthens identity. She isn't unbreakable because she has no weaknesses. She is unbreakable because she refuses to let the world weaponize them. They reveal their plans through actions, not announcements. Smart women understand that silence is one of the most powerful strategies a person can use. The world today is obsessed with broadcasting goals, dreams, struggles, achievements, but a woman with real strength does not feel the need to declare her intentions to prove she is working towards something. She knows that the moment she speaks her plans out loud, she opens the door to opinions, doubts, resistance, and unnecessary pressure. So instead of talking, she acts. Instead of seeking validation, she seeks results. Her silence is not emptiness, it is preparation. It is her way of keeping her mind clear and her path protected from noise. A smart woman doesn't announce what she is building because she understands that people often respond to potential, not progress. The second you reveal your goals, you activate other people's insecurities. Some will discourage you, some will compete with you, some will quietly hope you fail just to reassure themselves. She does not give them that opportunity. She keeps her vision contained, shielded, and nurtured until it is strong enough to stand on its own, just like you don't plant a seed and dig it up every day to check if it's growing. She doesn't expose what she is cultivating internally. She lets her growth happen in silence, away from interference, away from criticism, away from unnecessary eyes. Acting without announcing also gives her flexibility. When you tell the world your plan, you lock yourself into a narrative. If your direction changes, people judge you. If you pivot, they question you. But a smart woman knows life is dynamic. Paths shift, opportunities appear, decisions evolve. By keeping her plans private, she allows herself to adapt without pressure. She can change course quietly, adjust her strategy, or abandon something that no longer aligns with her without the burden of explaining it to anyone. Silence gives her freedom, freedom to move, freedom to think. Freedom to choose again and again without being boxed in by her own declarations. Another reason she avoids talking about her plans is because she values the purity of motivation. When someone publicly announces their goal, they often receive praise, support, or admiration before they've accomplished anything. That premature recognition tricks the brain into feeling rewarded, reducing the drive to actually achieve the goal. Smart women refuse to fall into that trap. They don't chase applause, they chase mastery. They aren't motivated by the image of being successful. They're motivated by the reality of becoming successful. Their actions are fueled by inner strength, not external validation, and that inner strength becomes a powerful force that no audience can influence. A woman who acts more than she speaks also understands the power of unpredictability. The less people know about her next step, the harder it is for anyone to interfere with it. She moves quietly because she knows that not everyone cheering for you is truly happy for you. Not everyone listening to you wants you to succeed. Some people only want information so they can measure themselves against you or position themselves ahead of you. She avoids giving them the blueprint. She protects her strategy the way a warrior protects her weapon. She lets people see the results only when it's too late for them to undermine her progress. Her silence also protects her confidence. Announcing your goals invites opinions, and opinions can plant seeds of doubt. A smart woman knows that doubt spreads quickly, even from people who mean well. The moment someone questions her, she might start questioning herself. The moment someone acts surprised at her ambition, she might begin shrinking her vision. She avoids that completely by keeping her plans safe within her own mind until they are strong enough to withstand outside influence. Confidence grows best in quiet spaces, and she understands this deeply. She trusts her inner voice more than external noise. Acting without announcing also builds discipline. When no one knows what she is doing, she is accountable only to herself. She's not performing. She's not proving anything. She is simply doing the work because the work matters to her. There's no spotlight pushing her forward and no audience waiting for updates. That internal accountability becomes a form of self-respect. She works because she wants to meet her own standards, not the expectations of others, and this kind of discipline is rare. It is powerful. It creates results that last because they come from genuine commitment, not pressure. People often misunderstand her silence. They might assume she is passive, unambitious, or directionless, but they don't realize she's simply operating on a different level. She doesn't waste energy explaining herself. She doesn't dilute her focus with conversation. She doesn't broadcast her dreams hoping someone will validate them. She saves her energy for execution, and when those results appear, often suddenly, often impressively, people are left wondering how she did it. They didn't see the late nights, the revisions, the risks, the discipline, the resilience. They only see the outcome, and that's exactly how she intends it to be. A smart woman's plans are like a book she writes in the dark. No one gets early drafts, no one gets sneak peeks. She writes silently, consistently, patiently, and when she finally turns the lights on, she presents a complete story, crafted with intention, strengthened by privacy, and protected from interference. Her power is not in what she says she will do, but in what she quietly accomplishes. Her silence is strategy, her actions are her statement, her results are her voice. They know more than they show, and that silent intelligence is their greatest weapon. Smart women understand that the most powerful mind in the room is rarely the loudest one. They don't flaunt their knowledge, and they don't feel the need to prove how much they understand. Instead, they observe. They study, they absorb everything quietly. Their intelligence works like a radar, constantly scanning, sensing, and picking up details others overlook. While people rush to speak, they take their time to listen. While others reveal their thoughts instantly, they reflect before responding. While people underestimate their silence, they use it to gather information that becomes impossible to disregard later. Their quiet awareness gives them an edge that is subtle but decisive. A smart woman understands how human behavior works. She notices tone, body language, inconsistencies, small shifts in attitude details that expose far more than words. She sees what people hide, what they fear, what they hope for. She pays attention not to impress others, but to understand them. This makes her a strong judge of character, because she learns what someone truly is long before they reveal it themselves. People think she's simply kind or calm, but she's actually analyzing with depth and clarity. She doesn't jump to conclusions, she simply waits for the truth to confirm what she already sensed instinctively. Her awareness makes her nearly impossible to deceive because deception relies on distraction, and she doesn't get distracted easily. Knowing more than she shows also protects her from unnecessary conflict. She doesn't correct every mistake she sees or respond to every insult thrown her way. She knows when someone is projecting their insecurities, when someone is lying to impress, or when someone is manipulating to gain control. And she chooses not to react, not because she's unaware, but because she's strategic. She understands that reacting gives people power. It exposes her thoughts, her emotions, and her intentions. So she lets people believe whatever they need to, while she quietly preserves her energy and observes their behavior. In doing so, she positions herself above the drama because she isn't emotionally swayed by every interaction. Her intelligence makes her steady, composed, and almost unshakable. Smart women also understand that information is currency. The more you reveal, the more you give away your leverage. The less you reveal, the more unpredictable and powerful you become. She keeps her insights to herself until sharing them serves a purpose. She doesn't waste wisdom on people who won't value it. She doesn't reveal solutions to people who haven't earned her trust. She lets others underestimate her because she knows that underestimation is a form of armor. When people think she's unaware, they expose themselves more easily. They speak more freely, they reveal their intentions, and they assume she's not paying attention. But she is. She's always aware, always processing, always ahead. Her intelligence functions like a shield, keeping her protected without her needing to show how strong she is. A smart woman often surprises people with her timing. She may stay silent for a long time, observing the situation, gathering facts, understanding the dynamics. Then, when the moment is right, she acts with precision. This ability to wait patiently before making a move sets her apart. Others may make impulsive decisions or speak without thinking, but she doesn't fall into those traps. She knows the value of choosing the right moment, the right words, and the right strategy. Her silence makes her appear passive, but it is actually her greatest preparation. When she finally speaks or acts, she does so with confidence and clarity because she has already mapped the landscape in her mind. This kind of intelligence also makes her adaptable. Because she reads situations deeply, she can adjust effortlessly. She's not rigid. She's not stuck on one perspective. She sees the bigger picture and knows when to shift her approach. Her awareness allows her to stay calm in chaos because she understands what matters and what doesn't. She does not waste time fighting battles that don't contribute to her growth. Instead, she chooses where to invest her energy. She understands which people deserve her presence and which situations require her silence. This emotional and psychological flexibility becomes one of her greatest strengths. She may bend, but she does not break. She may adjust, but she never loses herself. Knowing more than she shows also helps her build stronger relationships. Because she listens deeply and understands people better, she creates genuine connections. She senses when someone is in pain even if they don't say it. She recognizes sincerity, loyalty, and truthfulness. She values depth over attention, consistency over promises, and integrity over charm. She invests in people who feel safe, not people who merely look appealing. Her quiet intelligence becomes a filter that protects her from destructive relationships and strengthens her meaningful ones. In professional spaces, this trait makes her exceptionally powerful. While others compete for visibility, she focuses on competence. While people try to dominate conversations, she lets her performance, strategy, and results speak for her. She rises not because she demands recognition, but because she displays unmistakable excellence. When she finally shares her perspective, it carries weight because she has taken the time to think critically. Colleagues respect her because her words are not noise, they're insight. Her silence before speaking signals that she values accuracy over ego. People trust her judgment because she doesn't rush, doesn't exaggerate, and doesn't speak without intention. A smart woman's intelligence is not loud or dramatic. It is quiet, refined, and deeply rooted in awareness. She doesn't need to announce how much she understands because she shows it through her decisions, her boundaries, her relationships, and her outcomes. People feel her intelligence even if they can't always see it. They sense her depth even if she rarely displays it openly. They notice her clarity even if she doesn't explain how she arrived at it. Her intelligence is her compass, her shield, her guide, and her quiet advantage in a world that often mistakes volume for knowledge.